Donald Trump scamming his supporters yet again. No surprise, this is a pattern. He's been doing this kind of stuff for decades in other situations or with other types of relationships. But ever since he ran for president, he's been doing a lot of scamming of his own followers. Now, this video is not going to be anything fantastic. I don't have a lot of footage or anything. I'm just going to read this to you. It's pretty sad. It's pretty disgusting. I personally have been monitoring some of the real scumbag behavior of his campaign. I've subscribed to his emails and text. So I see the way he's tricking his subscribers, his followers, treating them like idiots. And it's pretty disgusting because I know many of them are older people. And it's pretty sick. How Trump steered supporters into unwitting donations. You might want to watch this video because Blaze TV, Tim Pool, Steven Crowder, they're not going to talk about this. Their profits are more important than their integrity. They'd rather defend and support, essentially by being silent, a potential child sex trafficker like Matt Gaetz. They'd rather protect and support a disgusting human being like Donald Trump. Listen to what he did. Online donors were guided into weekly recurring donations. Demands for refunds spiked. Complaints to banks and credit card companies soared. Now, these complaints are coming from Trump supporters. Not liberals, not leftists. These are his own people. But the money helped keep Donald Trump's struggling campaign afloat. Stacey Blatt was in hospice care last September listening to Rush Limbaugh, his dire warnings about how badly Donald J. Trump's campaign needed money, when he went online and chipped in everything he could, $500. Rush Limbaugh. All the conservative media folks did videos memorializing him, except for those with the complexion like myself. Wonder why that is. They all dismissed the racist claims, but even the brown-skinned grifters memorializing an icon like Rush Limbaugh was too much. I wonder why. It was a big sum for a 63-year-old battling cancer and living in Kansas City on less than $1,000 per month. But that single contribution, federal records show, is his first ever. Quickly multiplied. Another $500 was withdrawn the next day. Then $500 the next week. And every week through mid-October. Who does this? We know about people who try to, the free trial and then they automatically bill you. Right? We know about that. Try to get you hooked on this reoccurring thing and you forget about it. Weekly? Who does that? Who sneaks a weekly deduction? But if you're an apologist, I'm sure it's just a clerical error. You see a pattern of behavior, a pattern of corruption, a pattern of scams. It can't all be mistakes. Right? Looks like a duck, walks like a duck. Perhaps. It is. So they took out all this money without his knowledge until Mr. Blatt's bank account had been depleted and frozen. When his utility and rent payments bounced, he called his brother Russell for help. What the Blatts soon discovered was $3,000 in withdrawals by the Trump campaign in less than 30 days. Oh, it's not Trump himself. It's the company. It's everybody else but him. I already know the excuses, right? You can surround yourself with a bunch of criminals and corrupt, just scumbags, right? But that doesn't mean anything about you, right? I could hang out with a bunch of drug kingpins and prostitutes and this guy's a felon, that guy's a felon, and just worthless people. And every time they get in trouble, well, I didn't do anything. It's them, right? Matt Gaetz is a grown man. What does he have to do with Trump? The campaign that the people he hired them. I mean, if they're doing scams, well, they should go to jail. Get the Franklin out of here. $3,000 in withdrawals from the Trump campaign in less than 30 days. They called their bank and said they thought they were victims of fraud. It felt, Russell said, like it was a scam. Trump supporter who gave $500 he did not have to Trump said it felt like a scam. Where's Tim Pool? Where's Steven Crowder? Where's Ben Shapiro? Where is Blaze TV? Oh, right. But what the Blatts believed was duplicity was actually an international scheme to boost revenues by the Trump campaign and the for-profit company that processes online donations, WinRed. Facing a cash crunch and getting badly outspent by Democrats, the campaign had begun last September to set up recurring donations by default for online donors for every week until the election. Contributors had to wade through a fine print disclaimer and manually uncheck a box to opt out. Those dummies! They should have just read the fine print. How is it Donald Trump's fault that they didn't read the fine print? You apologist bullshitters. You always got excuses. As the election neared, the Trump team made that disclaimer increasingly opaque. An investigation by the New York Times then showed it introduced a second pre-checked box, known internationally as a money bomb, known internally as a money bomb, that doubled a person's contribution. Eventually, its solicitations featured lines of text in bold and capital letters that overwhelmed the opt-out language. The tactic ensnared scores of unsuspecting Trump loyalists, retirees, military veterans, nurses, and even experienced political operatives. Soon, banks and credit card companies were laundered with fraud complaints from the president's own supporters about donations they had not intended to make, sometimes for thousands of dollars. Bandits, said Victor Amelino, a 78-year-old Californian who made a $990 online donation to Mr. Trump in early September via WinRed. It recurred 7 more times, adding up to almost $8,000. I'm retired. I can't afford to pay all that damn money. But again, the dummy should have read the fine print, right? Don't even bother saying it, Tim Pool, Blaze TV, Ben Shapiro, Steven Crowder, right? You don't got to say it. I already know. I'm smart enough to know it's their fault. It's always the victim's fault. The sheer magnitude of the money involved is staggering for politics. In the final 2.5 months of 2020, the Trump campaign, the Republican National Committee, and their shared accounts issued more than 530,000 refunds worth, well, they gave refunds. What are you complaining about? They got their money back. It was clearly a mistake. Oh, you dummy. Fake outrage. Trying to create another Russiagate. $64.3 million in refunds. Who ever heard of such a thing? Of course, you're going to spin it like, man, that's a lot of integrity. These big corporations, they wouldn't give back that amount of money. All campaigns make refunds for various reasons, including to people who gave more than the legal limit. But the sum the Trump operation refunded dwarfed that of Joseph R. Biden R's campaign and his equivalent Democratic committees, which made 37,000 online refunds, totaling $5.6 million in that time. Of course, we could spin that. Trump gave back more money than Joe Biden did, and just imply that there were a ton more people that wanted their money back that didn't get their money back because of Joe Biden, who I'm not a fan of, by the way. Wow. The money that Mr. Trump eventually had to refund amounted to an interest-free loan from unwitting supporters at the most important juncture of the 2020 race. Well, this is a long-ass story. A lot longer than I thought. I'm not going to read all this. I'm sorry. Imagine making millions of dollars just by being a troll and sending out a bunch of email and text messages saying, send me money. And just making up some reason why you need the money. Imagine that. This is the Debate Me channel. Debate me in the comment section below. Click on the like button. Subscribe, smash that bell. Be well. This is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And millions will go to their grave not realizing that they've been scammed. No matter how much evidence comes out. Cult. Yep.